If you feel like your gut only improves when you're doing everything perfectly, and then the second life gets busy, everything falls apart, this video is for you. Because what I see over and over again with women who are struggling is not a lack of effort. It's a strategy that works only under perfect conditions. I'm Erin Harner, an integrative registered dietitian nutritionist, and I specialize in helping women with chronic constipation and bloating get their digestion working consistently again. And this is something I see every single week in my practice and my program. So there's a cycle that many women I work with get stuck in. And I'm wondering if this is you. So you go all in, you go ahead and you clean up your diet. You cut out foods that might be triggering symptoms. You start taking supplements or a huge amount of supplements. You follow the plan exactly. And for a little while that works. You might have less bloating. You might have more regularity or more consistent bowel movements. You might feel like you finally figured it out. And then life happens. You go to a barbecue. You eat at your friend's house. You travel. There's a stressful event that happens at work. You have a busy week. You have a few meals that are off plan, and suddenly it feels like everything falls apart. Symptoms come back, the digestive symptoms, the abdominal pain, the bloating, the cramping, the constipation, it all comes back. Digestion slows down, and it feels like you're back at square one. And the conclusion most people come to is, I just need to be more consistent. And if you're already recognizing yourself in this pattern, I do have a free training linked below where I walk you through exactly how to rebuild your gut rhythm step by step. But let me explain what's going on here first. Let me let you in on a little secret. I don't think consistency is your problem. Most of the women I work with are actually pretty disciplined. The problem is they're trying to be consistent with the wrong plan. They're trying to do something consistently that's not necessarily sustainable. Your plan requires you to be perfect for it to work. And anything that only works when life is perfect is eventually going to fail. This backfires every single time because your gut is not a system that responds well to extremes. It responds to patterns, it responds to signals, and it responds to what it can rely on day in and day out. So let's talk through some of the pillars that can contribute to some dysfunctional gut symptoms. The first one is the nervous system. So when you go all in, there's a pressure that starts to build. This feeling of like, oh my gosh, I have to fix this, or I have to get this right, or I have to eat the perfect diet, or I can only have these certain foods. That builds stress. That creates a nervous system tension. That puts our body in fight or flight and away from rest and digest. And this pressure alone can actually make the body in a more stressed state, which directly negatively impacts digestion. And then there's the gut microbiome. Those bacteria in your gut, they're very responsive and they are adaptable. They're especially adaptable to not what you do occasionally, but what you do frequently. So if your diet is constantly changing, if you're constantly changing things up or going all in and then going all out, your microbiome never really stabilizes. And if it's not stable, it can't support you with the functions of a healthy gut. Which brings us to the third one, and that's motility. So motility is especially dependent on rhythm. When our digestion is all over the place, when our meals are inconsistent, we have a problem. We need regular meals, we need regular movement, we need regular cues, not intensity, but consistently doing the right things that are going to bring the body back into balance, bring the body back into rhythm so motility can work properly. And we can have consistent regular bowel movements that feel good and relieve other symptoms. The real problem with going all in isn't that you fall off. It's actually that the plan creates this on-off cycle. In or out. On, super strict, we see improvement. Off, we have normal life and our symptoms return. This creates this vicious cycle of loss of confidence, feeling bad about ourselves, and not doing the things that we need to do on a daily basis to actually feel good and support the gut microbiome, the nervous system, and motility so that we feel good in our bodies and we can actually eat what we want to eat. So when we're in this consistent like on cycle, off cycle, the gut never really gets a chance to stabilize and create rhythm and consistency so it can do what you want it to do. So this is where the shift needs to happen. Your gut doesn't need perfect, it needs predictable. And that could look like a number of things. It does not look like extreme restriction, and it certainly doesn't look like complicated protocols. It looks like regular meals, not skipping meals. It looks like simple, repeatable foods that we eat, and we vary depending on the season and how we're feeling in our bodies. It looks like daily movement. It looks like consistent routines that we can stick to no matter what life throws our way or no matter how busy it is. Things your body can rely on even when life isn't perfect. So if you've ever felt like you're consistently starting over and you're either going all in or you're all out, you're not alone. And you're not doing anything wrong. You've just been given approaches that don't hold up to real life and the things that real life throws at us. The truth is, you don't need all in. You just need something you can actually stick with that's realistic for your life. If you want help figuring out what that looks like for you, I have a free gut clarity quiz link below that will help you understand your pattern and your best next steps. I also have a free training link where I'll show you how to reestablish gut rhythm step by step. Go ahead and check those out below. And if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and like and subscribe. You doing that allows me to reach more people. See you in the next one, friend.